Hello, everyone. This is Deidre with helpful tips, tools, and therapy resources. Just want to come today to offer a bit of encouragement, you guys. We're talking about self-compassion. Self-compassion is not a denial that something wrong has happened. Self-compassion is not a denial that you made a mistake. It's not you saying like, hey, I didn't mess up or I would not have done things differently. Self-compassion is about how you relate to yourself when you make a mistake. It's about your ability to offer compassion and tenderness to yourself in your imperfection, in our shared human experience. We all have instances that we're not so proud of. We have things we've said, we have things we've done, and we're like, man, we can beat ourselves up so much about it. And yes, there is room at times for apologies. There is room at times for us to do things differently, to make amends. But it is very possible that many of us are going through life with this deep sense of shame and guilt over things that we have done. One of the things that I like to tell my clients, especially as of late, is yes, I can see where you would have wanted to do things differently. I could see where you would have wanted to take a different approach. You're not proud of the approach you took. But what I'm realizing with many people is you actually make the best decision with the information and who you are at that time. So the 5 years later person looks back at the 5 years prior person and they're like, oh my word, like how could you do such a thing? How could you say such a thing? How could you take such an approach? Why would you do that? But guess what? 5 years later, you're a bit wiser, you're a bit smarter, you're a bit more maybe mindful and cognizant and self-aware. And so being able to offer yourself that compassion, like, hey, I'm not the person that I was 5 years ago. And if I knew then what I know now, or if I was who I am now, then I would not have done that. I would not have said that. But the truth is, you guys, we grow, we change, we evolve. You cannot expect to behave well every single time and be proud of every choice and every decision. You can definitely try to be responsible and to hold yourself accountable. You know, of course, you don't want to be reckless. At the same time, you're not perfect. I want you to embrace that. You are not perfect, and in your imperfection, you will make mistakes. And how you turn those mistakes inward is self-compassion. It's the ability to say, you know what, I take ownership of what happened. I take ownership of who I was at that time, what I said at the time. But who I am right now is able to say, take yourself off the hook and just give yourself that compassion and the tenderness, the same tenderness and compassion that you give to others when they mess up and you're just like, you know what, it's going to be okay. It's going to be all right. You know, you didn't know better, or, you know, you're a bit wiser now. We give that to our friends and loved ones all the time. We're like, oh my word, okay, you made a big mistake there, you know, something that you're not too proud of. But at the end of the day, we don't give that to ourselves. We beat ourselves up and we're just like, how could you? How you should know better, you know. But guess what, guys? Sometimes we know better, but we don't always do better. So in this moment, give yourself the opportunity to recognize that, yes, something happened that you did not like, but also offer yourself some tenderness and some compassion that you are not perfect, you're on a journey, and as you grow, sometimes mistakes will happen. Keep on growing, you guys, and as you grow, give yourself some grace.